everyone, welcome back to a new Let's Chat video. Today we're talking about how we can boost or how we can build our creative confidence. So before we get into what we can do to feel more confident about our art, we need to understand what creative confidence is. Some may say that creative confidence is the ability to show your work to others despite criticisms. Others may say it's when you aren't afraid to seek out new challenges and explore new ideas. The answer would definitely vary from person to person, but I like this one definition that I read, which says that creative confidence is having the freedom and courage to fail or take creative risks and knowledge that all the ideas you create have value. Now, I can imagine that a lot of us don't feel that we're that type of person. We may want to be, but sometimes when you have some art failure and a mysterious art block just hits you, you start to see how much confidence you truly hold in the things you create. But there is hope for us as creators who don't feel too confident in our abilities. I'm going to tell you 5 ways that I boost my creative confidence, and hopefully you can learn something from that to help you out. Okay, so number 1 is speaking positively about your art. I firmly believe that whatever you say about yourself, you will become. So if you say, I'm a bad artist, you will probably become one. Only because instead of rising above your art failures and trying again to improve your skills, all you did was complain about how bad your art is or how bad of an artist you are. I think the moment you start speaking positively about yourself and your art, the better you will feel and the more confidence you will have to try again. No, I'm not saying it would be easy. It's far from that. Especially at first, it's definitely not easy. But practice makes perfect for the most part. So the more positively you speak about yourself, the easier it becomes. And when you speak more positively, the more creative confidence you will develop. Alright, so that leads us to number 2, which is to not take criticisms personally. Okay, so this is a hard one. Sometimes you really tried hard on that last piece only for someone to say it's crappy. It can really, really hurt. I can relate to that. But when someone gives you constructive criticism, don't think that they're attacking your art or you. They just want your art to get better, and if they have the knowledge for you to do so, then I think it would be wise for you to take that advice instead of complaining about other people just not liking your art for what it is. No, the shock of criticism can definitely be a bit too much to handle sometimes. But I think you just need to remain calm. Don't get angry, and where necessary, just ask them to explain. Ask them what do they mean by their criticism. That way you could better understand the where they're coming from with their criticisms and stuff. And sometimes you can actually develop some sort of art connection from this experience that you have. A lot of us may get criticisms from our art teachers or art directors or just random people in general. But just take every criticism and try to see where it can add to your skills, your art skills, and not take away from it. And just to be clear, sometimes people aren't giving you constructive criticisms. They just say they hate you for no reason, and in this case, I would definitely suggest you ignore it. Ignore the criticisms that are just not constructive. Try to block it out and continue to think and speak positively about yourself despite what others say about your art. Okay, so now we're on to the 3rd point, which is to just explore different types of art and art styles. So I think it's important to explore different types of art, whether that be different art styles, different mediums, and various subject matters. Having a wide variety of interests can really work in your favor, especially when you aren't successful in one area of your art. When an art crisis arises, it's good to step away from that project for a while. But you don't want to stop doing art altogether. You never want to stop doing art. You want to keep practicing so you can get better. So this is a time when you should explore different things in art. Afterwards, when you feel more confident, then you can come back to the challenging thing you faced and try again. Some people say that if they have an art block or they're feeling unmotivated, they sometimes try to do something they know that they're good at. It will really bring you back into that creative space and can boost your confidence, so you would want to try other things. Alright, so number 4 is doing studies. This is directly related to the tip I just talked about, which is exploring different types of art. So the painting you see now is actually a study of Studio Ghibli's art style. So it's a scene from The Secret World of Arrietty. I really love that movie, and if you haven't seen it yet, you have to watch it. You just have to. Okay, so doing art studies is especially useful when you don't feel comfortable in the way you draw now. I personally love Studio Ghibli's environments, and I wanted my environmental paintings to look similar to that. So doing a study of their work really taught me different ways to paint, and I'm sure it will do the same for you if you studied somebody or an artist's artwork that you admire. And it also makes you feel pretty good about yourself when you're able to paint something that you really love. But always give yourself room to fail, because you're trying something new, so you won't necessarily get it right all the time or at first. This is where the previous tip comes into play, by the way. Yes. So if you fail, then it's the time to step away from that artwork and try something new. Try something that you're familiar with, or try another art form, another medium, something to build your confidence. And when you're comfortable and your confidence levels are up, then you should come back to the study and try again. All right. So now we're at the last tip, which is to avoid negatively comparing your art to others. So this is probably one of the most important tips. It's never good to compare yourself negatively to others. Never. The idea of comparing your art to another doesn't have to be a bad thing, because you should be able to objectively look at your artwork and the work of an experienced artist and see where you need to improve, then work towards it. But the moment when you start to say that your art is extremely terrible and you will never get as good as other artists, that is a moment you have already lost the battle. Remember to be positive. It's okay to see your shortcomings, but you must believe that you can overcome them. Nothing good comes easy, so you have to work towards what you want. And yes, it is easy to feel discouraged when you look at others' artwork, but it should never bring you down forever. You have to get back up and try again. If social media is a source of discouragement for you, then just stay away from that for a while. Try to put yourself in a position where creativity can flow easily, and being negative is definitely not the place where that can happen. So those are my 5 tips for building creative confidence. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please like, comment, and subscribe. Also, if you do subscribe, just remember to click that bell icon to receive notifications when I upload a new video. I would also love to hear from you in the comment section about how you increase your creative confidence. Is there anything that you do on a daily basis to ensure that you are confident in the art you produce, or you just feel good about your art? What do you do? Alright, so thank you so much for watching, and see you next week. Goodbye.